Are men of all ages, particularly older men, naturally drawn to young women? Is this innate? Is this primal? Or is it just something that's cultural that those older guys are trying to convince us of? Let's look. Let's find out. Let's look into it. A lot of times these older men say because the women, they're young and they're in their prime, they're fertile, and naturally as men they want to procreate with women who are fertile. But we know that these older guys aren't trying to have babies. Well, maybe some, I don't know. Most of them aren't trying to have babies, they're just trying to smash. So I understand smashing is natural, but to focus on young women, is that really natural? All right, so remember from my SMV the sexual market value video I did, this Tomassi guy, he has a scale of when women are scaled from, you know, young to old, and where they fall on the scale from a scale of 1 to 10, and they start with young women is that the word? That might not be young. They start at 15. 15-year-olds are at a level 5. And then, you know, as you get to 23 as women, I say it loosely, 23, you peak. So between the ages of 15 and 23, that's the ideal age that all men want, according to the manosphere, it seems. That's the prime age. And after that starts to go down, and you're around 30-ish, you hit a wall, and then nobody wants you anymore. These guys don't want you anymore, ladies. You hit a wall. Right there, boom. You stopped. You're done. Yeah. Now, for men and women, talking about age range, there's this little math equation that you can do out there on the interwebs where you could say what's the oldest person you should date versus and the youngest person you should date. So there's an age range. It doesn't go by the Tomassi thing. It's just something to do for fun. So to find out how the youngest person you should technically date, you will take your age, you'll half that age. Say you're 40, you make it 20. And then you add 7. So 27 would be your youngest, the youngest age you should date. To find out your oldest date, the oldest age you should date, you subtract 7 years from your age and double that number. So that'll be your range. The youngest to the oldest. I'll put in the description if you guys want to do it. So for me personally, as a mature woman of age, my dating range is between 29 and 74. Damn. Isn't that everybody? 29 to 74 is my optimal dating range, according to this math equation. Yeah. So that's not even close to Tomassi's 15 to 23 for men, because this math can do for men and women. So as a man, that would be your range if you were my age. Do your own. But according to Tomassi, younger the better. But realistically, when we're looking at the age of our partner, we're looking at different variables. You know, you got, you know, if you want to have a family, of course you got to look at the woman's age if she's in her reproductive years, and even the man. Do you want to be with this person just to smash? Do you want to be one night stand, just a partner, eye candy? There's different reasons why you date people and the age that you're looking at. So, but I'm just speaking in general. If you're trying to find, you know, you just want to be in a relationship, a long-term, healthy relationship. I don't know, 29 to 74 is ideal for me, and as a woman in the manosphere, I don't even fall anywhere. I'm past. I'm on the wall. I should be like laying down in a gutter somewhere, rocking. You know, so I got no place there. But if you're between 15 and 23, let's look at some research. Let's see. So it shows that men and women have different preferences when it comes to age. Despite all this hype about younger and stuff like that, most men, average man, seeks a woman that is closer to his age range. At maximum age will be their own age. So if they're like 30, usually they don't want to date someone older than 30. They will date someone younger by a few years. on average, normal average guy. So the guy would look for someone a few years younger than him. Women, however, seek men a few years older than them, within 3 to 5 years. So within 3 to 5 years older, but they will also seek someone who's 3 to 5 years younger. So just within that range. Normal ladies, normal guys and gals usually date within their age range, which makes sense because you have more in common and you are more relatable, and you grown up in the same kind of era. You can discuss things, a lot more easier. If you're looking for something long term, if you're gonna smash, who cares? What's your name? I don't care. Smash. Who cares? But if you're looking for something substantial, that's the norm. The norm. So according to the U.S. Census, men on average marry, or their wives are usually 1.84 years younger than them. When they remarry, however, they look for that younger thing, which I think is just a cultural thing, or they just say, you know what, I'm free. I'm gonna date younger women because my culture says I should, and I'm older and I'm probably have more resources, and I could now buy me a nice fresh young thing. Or she'll be more attracted to me because I have more money. A younger woman might be more attracted to you now because you're older and have more money, and you can buy her love. I mean, you can, whatever you do when a woman wants you for your money. So there was a study across 37 cultures. It was found on average men prefer to marry women 2.66 years younger, and women preferred men 3.24 years older. Okay, so same thing. Within that 3 to 5 window, on average, men and women prefer to date. Alright, so that's normal. When it's beyond that, or way beyond that, that's when we start to question. So it could be natural within that range. But what is natural is women tend to like men a little older, and men like women a little younger. Not this huge gap. Because then for long-term relationships. Another study shows among 37 countries, as gender equality increased, women expressed less preferences for older men, and men expressed less preferences for younger women. So as with the whole gender role thing, man providing, woman nurturing, if the woman's not really working, she's going to seek a man who can provide. And a lot of times it's men who've worked a few years and they've established resources and they can be a provider. So that younger woman will seek someone who's older. But as roles are becoming a little closer together, we see how it naturally is. We prefer people within our own age range, 3 to 5 years. That's just natural. That's what's natural. Now there's this claim that younger women should seek older men because men age like fine wine, all this stuff like that, and women don't, or whatever. But men also, as they age, their fertility decreases. Much like women, every year after 20, a man's fertility rate decreases. So for a 40-year-old man to be with a 20-year-old woman, it will take him 2 years if he succeeds to impregnate her. So that's something to consider, ladies. If you're younger and you want to date an older man and you want a family and children, dating an older man, it'll be harder for you to get pregnant because his fertility rate after 20 also decreases. So that's why it makes more sense naturally to be closer in age when you're looking to create a family. Also to consider, if you're dating an older man and you're a younger woman, for the long haul, remember, as you're getting older, you most likely will be his caregiver because you are going to be younger and supposedly more healthy than him, and your golden age might be filled with just being a caretaker for your husband. And take into account that women live about 5 years longer than men, that's another thing to consider. So, and then he's gonna die and leave you alone, and have no one to take care of you unless you have kids, and the kids will take care of you. So I think that's like the progression, I guess. But that's why I think it's better if you're closer in age. At least you're both in the same kind of time frame. And since we live 5 years longer, maybe we should date someone who's 5 years younger, and we both kind of kick the bucket around the same time. I don't know, something to think about. So men who date younger women, forget date. Men who marry or in long-term relationships with a younger woman their life tends to extend, as opposed to women, their life is lessened through marriage, funny enough. So it's beneficial for the guy to date someone who's younger because he's guaranteed a caretaker and someone who's going to outlive him and take care of him. I guess the same thing could be considered for an older woman and a younger man. The younger guy, you got to consider she's going to get older and you're going to end up taking care of her. And when she dies, you got nobody to take care of you. Unless, of course, you guys had kids together. But that's a whole, yeah, unless you had kids and their kids take care of you. So be good to your kids, everybody. Especially, that's why women especially, you know, want to take care of their children, because most likely their children are the ones who's going to take care of them in their old age. Because the husband, your husband, if he's much older than you, most likely will die before you. So, something to consider. So the whole thing about older men desiring younger women is not natural. All you manthers out there. That's what you call the older guy with a young woman. A manther. So, it's not natural. It's just you just kind of you just like it. You just want, it's not about creating a family or, you know, or anything like that. You just most likely just want either eye candy or to smash, or they're younger, they're prettier, I guess, to you. It's kind of like yeah, it's not really that natural. Huge gaps in age isn't nature. That's just you want to do that. What's natural is dating within 3 to 5 years, because of course you're more compatible with that person. Like, what does a 60-year-old have in common with a 20-year-old? And for me, that whole math equation, they said the oldest I should date is 74. What the? I don't have anything in common with a 74-year-old. That's like my dad. And I think that's what that thing is too. When those really older guys are with young women, it's about power. It's about like a father and daughter dynamic, because he's older and she can submit easier to a father-like figure. So, and those guys who say, oh, I got more money now, so women will be attracted to me now, they're not attracted to you, they're just attracted to your resources. So, I mean, if you're cool with that, then hey, I'm cool with that. But she might just take what you got and leave or something. I don't know. Yeah, so it's not natural. It's kind of weird, actually. But hey, life is filled with a lot of weird things, isn't it? That's all I got to say. Tell me what you guys think. All right, thanks. Bye. See you next time.